Hi, Dave. Kind of a weird road trip, and obviously not a very good last game. What do you think these last 2 days off has kind of done to this team as you approach the weekend here?
Hopefully got us back some energy, just some, I don't know if it was so much physical energy, but mental energy. You go on the road for that long and you're kind of locked in a hotel. It wears on you a little bit. So hopefully we got home and got a little energy back. We had a good practice today. So hopefully that we get some of that zip back in our game that we were missing in the last game.
It's like you've moved Dominic Cahoon up, maybe some shuffling on the defense too. What kind of goes into that? Just a matter of kind of reshuffling the deck after Tuesday night.
Uh, Not necessarily just after Tuesday night, just trying to make sure that everything works right for the games coming forward. So we've been doing that all year, just kind of tinkering here and there. So we'll see how it goes.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, it looks like Caleb Jones might be off the practice this morning. He might be back in. What do you want to see from him? And was it a case of Lagesson just did more as a left side defenseman?
Yeah, they're a little different kind of players. Jonesy's a little better puck mover, and but what we're looking for from Jonesy is just some consistency in his play, with and without the puck. If we can get a little bit of that, we like a lot of the things he does, but he's got to do it on a consistent basis, night in, night out. Leggy's more on the real defender mode that has been pretty good for us last few games. Maybe dipped a little bit, but so we'll see. It gives us different options, kind of a different look there.
And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, it looks like he's back on the wing. Do you feel more comfortable with him on the wing as opposed to at center? Because he's obviously plays in the power play with Connor and such, and he can't at center. Not much was happening in terms of getting points.
Well, it's not just all about getting points, but it's you got to create some chances. You got to have your time with the puck. So he was all right at center. There wasn't a lot. It's not as if we didn't like him at center, but we're just trying to get back and stabilized. And with McDavid and Draisaitl split up today, that's where he falls.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Dave, last year, and I know it seems like a long time ago, I think it was early March, and you kind of switched up your lines, but there was about 5 weeks left before the season. You looked like you're in a comfortable spot to make the playoffs because you wanted to start trying some things to tweak before the playoffs. Are you in that mode yet, looking at things you might want to tweak for your roster as far as different combinations here in the next 5 weeks?
You know what? With the taxi squad, we've kind of been in that mode a little bit all year, but there, as you get going here, there's certain things that you're looking for in your team, and not so much lines, but you're looking for your whole team to continue to improve, get in that hard playoff mode. And that's, the Toronto games were intense games. The Montreal game that's from an old coaching standpoint, that's just one of those tapes you take and throw away. It's not worth anything. But we're trying to push our group. We know there's some areas we have to improve in if we're going to become a better playoff team. And, if we start improving now, we'll give ourselves a chance to be a playoff team. And then hopefully when we get there, we'll be ready when we get there. So there's things that you do, whether it's lines or D pairs or situations in the game where you use people. There's different things you look at, and basically you see if people can excel in those places. And if they can, then you have an idea. If you get in certain situations, you know how you're going to read and react to it.
In the Montreal game, and you just mentioned it was a tape you'd want to just burn. You tried a lot of things just because nothing was working. You did try McDavid with Puljujarvi and Cassian, and then you had the Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, Yamamoto trio back together. What did you make of it in a short period of time of that Puljujarvi, McDavid, Cassian? Is that a combo you might want to look at again down?
Yeah, Cass was over on the left wing there. He's probably more comfortable on the right, so that's just something I was just looking for a couple of heavy guys with Connor there.
Ryan Rashog, DSN.
Dave, with Stalock in the mix, and I'm not sure, potentially coming onto the roster at some point here, do you envision a scenario where it's a potentially 3 guys battling for starts here? Like, is that something you want as a coach, for there to be that competition with that third guy?
Well, we'll see where he gets to. He's got good NHL experiences. That's why we picked him up. We like him, but he hasn't played all year, and Schwartzy's done a good job of getting him up and going. He's looked like he's coming around, but he hasn't played in a long time. So it's not as if you can throw him in an exhibition game and then get going. So it'll be up to Schwartzy and just see where he thinks his game's at, and try to get the best evaluation you can out of practice. And if we think he deserves a start, you never know. But right now, we feel comfortable with the 2 guys going, and but we'll see what happens with Stalock. If he gets up and going, you never know.
You've had some success with Kahun on Draisaitl's left wing at times. For the stretch of games where it was working, what was he giving you that you want to make sure you see tomorrow night?
Well, he's a quick player that can make good plays. He makes plays with can create some offense. That being said, there's some turnovers in his game and some things he's got to clean up a little bit. So he can be a tenacious player. He can be on the puck. Like to see him get involved, going to the net a little more, taking it to the net a little more. But he's been all right. It just you're looking for different looks in your lineup. Some of it depends on whether Draisaitl and McDavid are together. So there's different looks that we've just kind of played around with, but he's been all right. But he's like a lot of guys in our team. We're looking for him to take the next step.
Jim Matheson.
So Dave, you would like to be talking about a player and say he's something better than just all right?
What's that?
When you're talking about a player, you would like that player, you're talking about that player to be something better than just a quote, all right?
Yeah. You'd like to say, boy, he played really well last night. That's what we're all gunning for every game. If your coach can come in and say his player played really well last night, that's a good thing.
In your second line, it does seem like you're a little unsettled there from game to game to game. Am I wrong there, or you're still looking for a line like Winnipeg does, they just toss out the same lines?
Well, a lot of it depends on whether we play Draisaitl with McDavid or not. So that determines a lot how the second line looks.
Ken Campbell, the Hockey News.
Hi, Dave. I just wanted to ask you again about Darnell Nurse. Obviously this year he's had a great season 5-on-5, but he's been playing with Tyson Barrie, I think, since the end of January. And I'm not sure if this is a coincidence or not, but Tyson Barrie's having a very good bounce back season. Only had 5 assists before he started playing with Tyson, and now, or with Darnell, and now has what he has. I'm wondering if you can comment on how much Darnell Nurse has meant to Tyson Barrie's resurgence this year's sort of bounce back season that he's had.
Well, there's a couple things. One, I think Darnell, has played very well. Like he's really taken his game to another level. And when Bear got hurt, we put Tyson with Nurse, so he ended up getting more opportunity and more minutes. Nurse plays a lot with McDavid and Draisaitl, so he got an opportunity to play more minutes with those guys. So, and the other part about Tyson, he came in and he's a real good pro. He's a respectful pro that he's not looking to step on anybody's toes. He had to learn the lay of the land a little bit, and he was working hard to get up to speed with that power play, coming in. So, he's a good veteran guy that he's not, he didn't bust the door down. He came in and he wanted to figure out where he fit. And, he's got better and better as the years gone on. But he took a big step there when we put him with Nurse and gave him a few more minutes. His game really took off.